wherever you find Grenache planted in the world, mostly in Spain, which is the most planted in the south of France, and you will always find Carignan being close to it. One of the main reasons is that Grenache is a very oxidative cultivar, a bit like Pinot Noir, can turn orangey very quickly, but even when oxidized, still retains a lot of red fruit flavors, while the Carignan is higher acid, far more reductive, tend to become almost very meaty with age. So combining the two together, and if you can, ferment them together, can yield the best results both in red wine and in rosé wine. That's what we're having with Nederburg, the Winemasters series. It's a Grenache Carignan Rosé. We look at about 80%, 82% Grenache and 18% Carignan, which is 4 and 1. What do you have in your glass, Kathy?
Well, now that you say that it's that much Grenache, it explains the color, because this is not really pink at all, it's more copper.
Yeah.
So that would be the color that I'd expect from a Grenache that's been made in a true form without, much of the filtration to take out any color. So I think that does indicate the high percentage of Grenache. It's got quite a leafy top note for me. Maybe even a little bit of the twigs that come along with the leaves. But that's really nice and leafy. A little bit of berries, very fruitful. And then on the palate, there's a raspberry berry piquancy for me that adds to the zesty acid lift. But the acid for me is quite lemony. So it's a red berry piquancy, lemony acidity, and a very nice low alcohol. But just when you think the acidity is going to overwhelm you, there's just a little smidgen of sugar to round everything out and tie up the package.
I can feel, like you, a clear texture on that wine. And on the orangey color, I first wrote, you got this orange zest, but it would have been something even riper than orange zest. Then I moved to this pomelos and then this red grapefruit.
Okay.
Zest.
Yes.
Not the juice, the zest of
The
it.
zest.
And this is what stays on the palate. And it's lingering on the palate. I still have it now after, more than, I've been talking for 20 seconds because I talk a lot. So, and it's still here, refreshing my tongue, which is actually very interesting and a good marker of that wine. It's textured on the full way, and citrusy fruit and the zesty part of the citrus, more than the citrus juice, are actually defining it. And yes, the color, it's we have some Grenache and Pinot alike. When the rosé tend to age, tend to get this more, what I call almost onion skin color, which is not a classic defining word in English, but we use that in French. But yes, more orangey, clearly a marker of the majority of Grenache in that wine. Very fresh acidity on Grenache, which naturally tend to be a more round and should say almost heavy rosé, but it's very well managed. And I think the Carignan bring this touch of red berries that you've been defining, slightly more reductive and keeping as well a bit of zest into this
Yes,
Nederburg wine.
I like the zestiness, because it almost has that essential oil or a little bit of citrus, oily, zesty thing at the end.
That's
Good.
it. Let's make it zesty. Nederburg Rosé Grenache Carignan 2021.